Okay, students, I wanted to go through a quick video here, giving you the about 5-minute or less rundown of some of the coolest features that we have available to us in Notability. So, let's talk about some of the specifics here first. Let's just go up to the top and then go from left to right in terms of the toolbar. If you wanted to use a text box, as in not writing text that just shows up on the side, as you were getting into right here, but instead you want it to show up in a very specific location, if you tap and hold, it will enable you to create a text box. Now I already have one created in that area, so I'm going to put one down here. And you'll see I tapped and held the button in, or just held the screen in, and then it gave me this text box right here. I can then change the size of it, and if I grab on the gray part at the top, I can move it around and type in whatever I would like. That's part one. Part two, if you look at all the changes that we have here in this menu right here, you can change color, size, everything else right in front of your eyes. That's important to know. If you click and you're using the writing tool, if you look in the bottom right hand corner, you can choose Magnifying Glass. This Magnifying Glass is super helpful because it allows for you to be able to focus in on a specific area to write. So let's say you get a note guide and it's kind of small, you need to be able to fit into this one little location. We can make it so that we make this very small, and then you can do your writing here. This will be successful because people, and watch how it continues writing, really enjoy things like this. Pretty impressive, isn't it? Next, let's talk about moving around on the screen. Let's say you're on the pen tool. How do you move around on the screen? By using 2 fingers to swipe instead of just one, because 1 makes you write, 2 lets you move. Third, let's look at something else here that may be of interest to you, and that's going to be our little recording device. So if you click on the microphone here, it actually is going to record what you're doing. So right now, let's say that I wanted to give feedback to somebody and say, hey, you forgot the rest of your name right there, and you know that number obviously is fake. I can do that, and what's going to happen if I tap on it again is it stops recording, and then if I come over here and I press play, watch what happens. Now I have my volume down very low, but not only is it recording what I'm saying, but it also is showing a video playback of the annotations that I put on the screen, which is really a cool thing. If you want to do a couple other things that are interesting, let's say the person who gave you feedback is talking very slowly and you want to get through it more quickly. Over here you can change where it says 1 all the way up to 2 times speed, or you can take it down to 0.7 speed. So if you have somebody speaking very quickly, that will actually slow it down for you, which is kind of nice. If you made one recording and you want to get rid of that one recording but the rest of it was good, you can come over here to manage recordings and you can actually just delete one out of the list, which is a pretty nice thing that you can actually do in here. So if there were 10 of these, let's say, you could just delete one of them. Now, let's talk about exporting and how that actually works. If we look right here, we have this the arrow that's going out, which tells us we can export. You can export this to all kinds of different places. Looking on there, you can see all of them. What I want to tell you about really quickly, though, is just emailing and anything that you do with this. What is the advantage of doing a PDF or a note versus the other way around? A PDF is something that you can open on any device anywhere that has basically any normal browser, let's say, or any normal, computer functions. A note can only be opened on Notability. However, it retains everything that you have on here in Notability, and you can edit it within Notability. So think wisely about how you might want to share it when it comes time to share. Next, let's go up to the plus sign over here. When you look at all the different options that we have here, you can choose a photo from your camera roll, you can take a photo, or you can add in a web clip. This is something that's really neat. So let's say you're doing some homework here and you realize, you know what, I really need to have something in specific that's about this topic. Or let's say you're actually doing research. You could go to a website and make it so that you can immediately open up to this website, and there we go. You can see that we can get the Post-Gazette website. If I push done, what it's going to do is put this little, they call it a web clip right here. And then what I can do, and this is something you can do for pictures too, and let's say you were writing first. If I try to click on this, it's just going to write over top. That's not what we want. If you have the text chosen and you click on this, it'll give us browser as an option, and it will just go and open up that browser. So, kind of a neat little thing that you can do. And again, that same trick in terms of being able to edit pictures works if you have the text selected. So there's our quick little run through of how you can do some of the cooler things in Notability, and hopefully that is helpful to you.